you want. It does that, and it does a great job, and it's affordable. You can go to squarespace.com and you can try a free portfolio for 14 days, no credit card needed. This is commitment free. And if you like it, you can go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code portfolio and get 10% off. An already stellar deal. I think the least expensive one is like $8 a month or something like that. And $8 a month, it's basically great.
Yeah, they make great websites and they make it super easy.
Technology!
We are reviewing portfolios today. I never have a problem with Squarespace like we do with our streaming software.
Streaming software. You know what people said? That other people could do this better.
I'd like to see that.
We need a camera to show them how many crazy things we have over here to make this all work.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have to do that one show to show a little footage. Anyway, so portfolio review. If you want us to review your portfolio, go to sdp.io/link, and maybe we'll do that. I think we'll think about doing that.
And hopefully we'll be reviewing multiple exposures. You can submit them at sdp.io/submit.
This is Siobhan.
Assuming that's working okay. If that's not working, then we won't do that today. We'll do it next week.
It's been a rough day. Next week, we're doing a stunner tribute. We love our stunners. All of you that have supported us, you've bought our books, you've bought our videos. You've been so sweet to us. So next week, only your photos and portfolios and whatever will be reviewed. We'll give you a special link in our readers groups, and I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to try to think of some other great things to do for you, so stay tuned. And if you want to become a stunner, that is a person that has our book, is in our groups, gets our free content, loves us, supports us, you can go to sdp.io/everything, and right now we have everything on sale, normally $175, $119, 3 books, and a Blu-ray or DVD set. It's like an absurd amount of hours. 12 hours in one book, 9 hours in another, and...
The buying guide has 16 hours in it.
The buying guide has 16 hours?
So
and how many
I can't
hours?
add that up, but
I can't
it would
even
be a lot.
math that. It's such a crazy good deal that Siobhan was like, you guys need to raise the price on that.
We won't even think about Twitter right now. We have some new gear in. We are in the process of evaluating 4K. Different ways to get 4K from an A7S, which does not record 4K to the memory card. So that's the recorder that we showed before. This is the Odyssey 7Q Plus. It's kind of a big and heavy duty recorder, very versatile.
Duty.
The kind of default that everybody uses is the Atomos Shogun, and we just got this in today. So it's a little bit smaller, lighter, has a nicer screen, but a smaller screen, and it's not quite as versatile. We'll be doing a full comparison. These run about $2,000.
I can't believe it.
So we'll be doing a big comparison to see which is worthwhile and if maybe you should just continue to use your GH Force. We also have this monster of a lens, which I knew was going to be big. Can I just say, when I did my Canon versus Nikon video, and I kind of said, I don't know that we can completely switch to Nikon because the 7200 lens doesn't match Canon 7200. Yeah. The Canon 7200 lens is remarkable. Everybody said, well, you should check out the Sigma 120-300 because the Nikon is actually more like 125 millimeters when you're shooting up close.
Oh, damn. Holy.
And this is 300 millimeters, and it's a true 300 millimeters.
How much does this weigh?
It's about 6.5 pounds. And everybody said to try this out. So here we go. We got it. We'll try it out for portraitures. I think it's going to be a real challenge.
This is more like about what Madeline weighed when she was born.
Yeah, I think everybody who told me this would be a workable lens for wedding and portraiture had never shot a wedding or a real portrait session because weddings go on 6.5 hours and you're holding the lens the whole time. And even a portrait session, you're in at least half an hour holding that thing up. 6.5 pounds, that's a lot of lens, but we will give it a fair shot. And I've taken some test shots already. It does make remarkable pictures. It's more of a sport lens, which is a little easier to use
it's for
a monopod
people that are
on.
into sports. It's perfect if you have your Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But if you can lift it, I think it could be the ultimate portrait lens. So we'll give it a go.
I can lift it.
And if you have other portrait lenses in the Nikon world that you want to see us compare it to, let me know.
You're such a fanboy.
All right, let's take a look at somebody's portfolio. Sam Ferlato.
I know Sam.
You know Sam?
Kind of.
Man. Okay, so this is a Squarespace portfolio. It doesn't have to say powered by Squarespace. Maybe he's still on a trial or something.
You can't share it in a trial.
Oh, I guess they just wanted to advertise Squarespace. Beautiful picture.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I love the light rays coming up.
If we could go back to the main page.
Yeah.
The first thing that struck me is that there are so many pictures, I don't even see one. And you have really beautiful pictures in there. And I'm so overwhelmed by the amount and how busy it is that I don't even want to look at any, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll say I'm not feeling this layout. Squarespace does give you a lot of different layouts, and this feels too busy. It's very geometric, and yeah.
I'd say your landing page should have fewer photos and just the best of the best. And then people will want to dig deeper, though they might not actually want to dig deeper, because if you go to your, what is it called, your metrics, you can look at what people are actually looking at on your site. Tony and I looked at ours the other day, and how many people a month are looking at your portfolio, Tony? We'll get back to you, Sam. Sorry to kind of pull the attention away from you. But
yeah, I'll just log in real quick.
Point. This is an important point for me to make, because of thousands of people that go to our portfolios, like only 10% leave that first landing page. On mine, people are going to the very first page where I have 6 pictures full of categories. They're looking at 6 of my pictures and then going to my About section and reading my fake age. And that's it. They're reading my About section and my first page.
Oh my God, are you not 47?
I'm not, but I do lie, because...
Okay, so here it is. These are the people who don't get beyond the first page. 70%.
So
and then
my point to Sam is, if 70%
of
of people are seeing that first page, it's going to seem unappealing, and you have really beautiful work in there, and you don't want them to be distracted by your layout. So just put a few pictures on the front page, and then people will only see those.
Yeah. So 12% of people continue on to the About page, and about 12% continue on to the store.
A lot of people look at your About page too.
Frames.
What do they want to know about us? We're an open book. We're an open photography book. All right, let's get back to Sam.
Okay, so this, I think, just looking at the thumbnails, we can see there are some kind of duplicate shots. Like these are 2 of the same building. And
it's beautiful.
It is gorgeous. They're both great pictures. I don't even know how to pick between them. But they're right next to each other. And I think this is the more powerful picture, but I like that this is horizontal because my screen is horizontal. And so it just comes up bigger for me. So you might consider just cropping that down.
Let's go to his About section, because I don't know if it's just our About sections that are popular. You guys should check your Squarespace metrics and let us know, but it seems like it's popular. That's the Sam I know. Okay.
I merge my About and Contact pages. It's not a bad idea, because I like to get the number of menu items down as low as possible. But I do see a lot of pictures of kind of the same gal, the same kind of wedding, and I would just narrow it down to maybe just 1, maybe 2 of the very best pictures from that session. I love to see car pictures. Looks like they got some. Wow, that's an awesome shot.
I don't think tires are supposed to do that.
No, it's turning into hover mode.
I don't know a lot
like
about
Back
cars,
to the Future.
But I'm pretty sure.
Whoops. Whoa, look at that.
Dang.
That's not how you're supposed to drive a car.
That's how I get
traction,
into our garage.
You kind of want to try to keep all 4 wheels down, all 4 tires down.
Speak for yourself.
Okay.
Cool. Well, you were like an action-packed kind of guy. You like babes and fast things, and we should hang out.
The testimonials become a little more powerful if you add a picture to them too. Just kind of let us see the face.
I would lead with a short one.
And yeah, these are too many words.
Because I see those big words and I'm just
10
like...
10 words. 5 words is better.
I can't commit to this life. You know what
Achievements.
I mean? That's longer than the last book.
Look at this.
What? He has achievements?
I've never seen an achievements page.
I wish I had achievements.
I like that. Okay, nicely done, Sam.
I like it.
Let's see what Sam had to say about Squarespace.
He probably said, let's hang out. Did you lose it?
Yeah, I lost it.
Today's been a day, you know, folks? It's like you just try to be an hour early.
I bet Sam likes Squarespace.
I bet he said cool. Look, maybe I shouldn't, but I'm going to go out and say it's cool.
Okay, there were some items in the news. The World Press Photo announced their winners for 2015. So these are photojournalistic pictures which tell kind of an important story.
Okay.
And
I'll be the judge of
I
that.
suggest you Google it. We had a whole presentation put together, but it kind of failed with everything else. But what I thought was most interesting is that they ended up disqualifying 20% of them. So what World Press Photo does is they pick potential candidates for winners, and then of those potential candidates, they reach out and say, send us your raw file. Because for us, we love editing raw files, and you might completely remove distractions because it's an art. But when you're a photojournalist, you have a responsibility to maintain the truth. And it's kind of a funny line because you are always cropping stuff out in your composition and your framing and the way you choose colors, but you're just literally not allowed to clone stuff. So this is one example of a picture that's cloned. And I want to show you, this is not the picture that was submitted to World Press Photo. This is, I think it's in Russia, and it's like a fight club kind of thing, like people just bare-fisted fight, and he's getting his hand bandaged. So behind all the World Press photos are
Some
a
heady
story.
stuff.
The story,
Okay.
the pictures don't mean a lot without the story, but this is the actual submitted photo. So you can see there's been a tad bit of editing done,
No.
and it's all okay. This is all okay, but can you spot the one thing that's not okay about this?
They made his finger short? No.
No, it looks like he lost the last knuckle or something. This foot, you see it right here.
They took the foot out.
This guy's foot, they cloned that out, and that's what's not allowed. To me, that's a completely inconsequential part of the picture. They completely changed the exposure. They desaturated. They added all this fake grain to it. That's all okay. So it's photojournalism.
What?
You're just not allowed
Where
to clone.
are they drawing the line here?
That's where they draw the line. Cloning. But you can adjust colors and
Excuse me. Okay, I guess I don't get it.
if you want to submit your photos, send them here to sdp.io
You can clone with us.
/link. We'll have more news later. And yeah,
Just don't add grain like that. That offended me more. Quite frankly.
yeah, especially since he was clearly like trying to pretend to be some old school Leica film photographer.
I feel bad, like I'm dissing
and he just
this
so drastically
person,
changed the composition.
he did like the most extreme Dutch tilt, and it was like no composition, and then he just took it and I don't know. I'm
Maybe,
being mean.
what if he learned it from us, the cropping?
I learned it by watching you, Dad.
Okay, so Richard Campos, really interesting layout. We, instead of just picking different categories of pictures, we have whole different stories here. Music videos, resume. I kind of want to check out his music videos.
Wow.
Which one of these strikes you, Chels? Look at this picture.
Okay.
Coming soon. Okay, no coming soons.
No.
It's not 1998 on the internet anymore. You can't have
It's
that little
not?
guy shoveling stuff.
We can't.
You wait until it's ready and then you put it up.
Let's go to the top.
Okay, we'll just assume coming soon. Oh,
I'm getting
here's
really
one.
stressed
Okay,
out by all this coming soon stuff.
I know you guys don't have sound, but who cares anyway? Because the sound is the musicians, and I just kind of wanted to see. This looks
is
like a pro
beautiful.
music video.
Yeah, could you
Yeah,
make
that
one
looks
for
great.
me? I have so many music videos I need made.
Great. So, we're not going to spend a lot of time looking at your music videos, but
They're cool.
That looks great.
Let's look at pictures
Yeah.
because that's what I'm about.
Horse House. Some people call them stables. Portraits One.
What?
Peace Love World. Carly Kloss.
Wait,
Rio.
go to Carly Kloss.
Okay. Do you know that person?
Yes, she's a supermodel.
Huh.
How do you have pictures of Carly Kloss? Explain yourself in the comments. She's like a supermodel, like Victoria's Secret, very popular.
Um,
I
I
have
will
no
say-
idea what's going on. Is this
Yeah.
person really famous? Why are you watching us?
I'm having a hard time navigating. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Horse house. We have to know what that is. Oh! It really is a stable.
A horse house, Chels. God, you're so.
I'm dense.
Yeah.
I know.
I do not know how to get from category to category. Like, I could use links to get back or something.
I want to click.
Yeah, maybe you know how to do this better than me.
I don't, but I need to do something with my life. I like your pictures. I like the way your site is organized. It seems really modern and clean, and I really just want to look through everything. Not too many pictures either. I admire that. Okay. What?
I'm still thinking about that Carly Kloss.
Rio.
I think
wanna
it's a
go
great picture, but it seems weird to have a whole category when there's really
She
just kind of one
deserves
picture
her
of her.
own category.
Okay, my bad.
It'd be like if you took pictures of like Cindy Crawford, because I don't know any real models. Wouldn't you be
You
so
are
excited?
47 apparently, if that's the
I'm
only model you
47
can
in
come
my
up with.
heart. Let's go to Rio.
Looks good to me.
This looks beautiful. You
Yeah.
sold me. All right. So,
What? That cat had weed.
Yeah, I did.
weed cat.
Yeah, you see that? It's got some kush. Whoopee kush.
This guy is living the life. Weed, cats, horse house, Rio. All right, let's go to his about.
Supermodels. Oh, 404. Okay, so there's a little cleaning up to do, Ricardo, but your photos are there, I think, and you don't have too many pictures, which is a real common complaint. Let's see if I can somehow find what you had to say about this. There we go. I struggled putting together a website where I could showcase my galleries, commercials, music videos, editorial, etc. Squarespace made it so easy to personalize my website while still giving me professional tools to do what I needed. You liked it.
Mm-hmm.
You will too, but if you don't, there's no risk. You
liked
can just cancel. They're a sponsor. I feel like I should say that. Again, we tried to do video questions, but this is really complex stuff.
I just feel like I really appreciate you for trying.
Yeah. This is just a new product, which is not a real product.
I hate those.
The most frustrating thing in my life is reading news.
Wow.
It's gonna sound really spoiled.
Yeah, must be nice. Okay, tell me
One
more.
of the
Keep
most
going.
frustrating things for a
Okay.
nerd is reading the news and then you find this article about this awesome new product, and then
A
you're
jacket.
like, I'm gonna buy it right now, and then it
'Cause
takes you
you
to
have money.
Kickstarter.
Okay, that was the least sad story I've heard.
Kickstarter, man, I'm so sick of news articles about Kickstarter products
Wow.
because they're not real products. You can give Kickstarter your money and you will never see anything, and there's nothing you can do about it because you're investing in a new company, and that sounds great. But every media outlet seems to cover it like, hey, here's a new product, and you find out it's just an imaginary Kickstarter project that will probably never materialize. Just saying,
Someone's
here's one of
dream.
them that I think is especially
What is
cool. It's a highly reflective jacket, and he intends it to be, well, I think listening to the guy who made it, it's almost like an artistic statement to say, we deserve some privacy in public spaces. But in practicality, what he's designed is a jacket that is highly reflective, and if you take a flash photo with it, it sends all the light back to your camera, throwing off the camera's meter. Thus, you end up with an extremely bright jacket, and you are completely underexposed. So, you know, we're super famous, and whenever we walk outside, there are people taking pictures of us. So I think we could get some of these clothes, and people, if they use flash,
The imaginary people
it would only work.
that are not taking pictures of us.
It would only work if you use flash, and I think the paparazzi would probably quickly figure out, don't use flash on these things.
Yeah.
But if you use flash, that's what you get. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
I will try to import pictures and see if Siobhan is able to.
Yeah, she's good.
Oh, it's working.
Her
Yay.
Dropbox. Yep.
No, it's
Something
not
worked.
working.
Nothing worked. People said this was their first time tuning in, and I feel so sorry. I mean, we're always like 4 minutes late. I'm not going to be dishonest about that, but usually other things are worked out, and I apologize.
Okay, we do have some multiple exposure photos here.
Ooh,
That's not the key that I wanted to push.
cool.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful.
That's very beautiful.
So, Chelsea, maybe you should give a quick overview on what multiple exposure photos are. If you haven't seen it, you can go to scp.io/me. I
It's
have a
just
slide here.
layering exposures. So if you were doing it in film, you would take your picture and then you wouldn't advance your film and you'd take another picture over it. And everything black in the picture would become clear and the second exposure would show through. And in digital, it's just a way of layering them. You can do it in post-processing or in camera. Some cameras have that feature, and I actually have a whole video on it. So if you weren't here last week to hear me talk about my video, you can go to
sdp.io/ME.
ME, right. Yeah. So you can check that out and you can learn all about it.
And that's a multiple exposure that Chelsea took of our screener Siobhan.
Yes, and that was done in post-processing, but I do a lot of them in camera too, and you can see them at chelseanorthrup.com if you want.
And I suspect this one was done in post, just because it's so perfect. Usually when you do them in camera, I kind of like that look, where it's a little rough, stuff kind of bleeds through where you might not want it.
I like it in camera too.
But this is a beautiful example of what multiple exposures can be.
Yeah.
So she also has like half a skull face for some reason. So it's more than a multiple exposure. It's clearly a comp as well.
Okay. So they're stretching it.
This, I'm guessing, is also done in post because it would be really hard.
Well, it doesn't make sense. That couldn't be done in camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also a cool shot.
Yeah, it's cool. I like the story. Like, I imagine the cat is watching the bird.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. I think that is one of the most common methods of storytelling with multiple exposures. Is what is this person thinking about? So sometimes you show their head.
Yeah.
And then flowers or whatever music.
I feel like this person watched my video.
I hope so.
Cool. Oh, the Illuminati. Just go by it. Punch you.
Illuminati guy. God.
What is with you? You know what, though? What if he is the Illuminati and this is like the recruitment process?
Oh, they are terrible at recruiting.
Yeah.
Because I just want to punch the Illuminati.
That's pretty funny. I like this.
Yeah, this is not something I ever thought about, which is using the second picture at like a steep angle. Really interesting. And that way the trees kind of mirror the shape of his face. I like that shot a lot. Usually we crop pictures and stuff, but there's nothing I can do.
People want you to crop so they can drink, but that's not a multiple exposure.
Okay.
That's cool.
Wow. Yeah, I love that. Great idea. Yeah, I like that a lot. I assume, especially if this person associates themselves with New York City. I think that's just great. Yeah.
Floating baby tree. I have to say, and just because I've done so many and I've looked at so many, I see so many with and I'm totally guilty, flowers and trees and stuff, so I get excited when it's different.
Yeah.
But they're cool. They're definitely cool.
Something about this is cut out, and I don't think it necessarily needed to be, or it should be done in a different way.
Yeah.
It feels cut out, and because the edges are so distinct.
Yeah.
Because I think they didn't take a proper silhouette the first time. So in that video, you kind of show how to take a proper silhouette, and that'll give you a more natural look. But the selection process here wasn't perfect, and that's one of the first things I kind of noticed is that it looks like you kind of manually selected it.
But they're going in the right direction.
Yeah, I like the concept. I would just go back and make a proper silhouette. But you don't need special gear or anything. We show you how to do it in that video. Another example of the head. And this, what do you think?
What?
I was wondering whether this was kind of an organic or done
that
in
looks
post.
like an actual one done in camera.
Yeah, I think it is too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the inclusion of the earring there. That's kind of cool. So they took it with a really bright background, and it overexposed these parts of the picture, but she was completely in shadow. So that's the only thing that showed through in the next picture, which was of kind of the tree branches.
Trees.
Yeah, no, this is very good. Technically, they've done it correctly. The storytelling part, I'm not sure what the trees in her head exactly mean.
Yeah.
So you did a whole book about it, and you kind of found something that was specifically meaningful to that person. So maybe just this is their way of saying nature is meaningful to the person. Yeah, maybe that's it.
I'm telling you, everyone does trees. I told you guys this would happen. But they all do look really good. Like, they look good.
So this is another example, and I knew it right away of somebody
out.
who didn't properly take an overexposed or a silhouetted picture.
Well, someone at our door. I think that a lot of people want that look where it's a hard line and then the trees are coming out from behind. And if you're trying to do that look, it's good to just go in studio so you can control the light, because what you can do is make sure that you get it perfectly cut out around the face, and then you can even add a little light to the features so that you can get maybe an eye and a cheekbone. Otherwise, you just have like a slab. You have like a blob of your second exposure coming through. So it takes a lot of practice. So just keep going.
Yeah,
and it's a good way to practice lighting too.
Yeah, it is. And you don't necessarily need a studio, though. You can do it with just a bright sky and maybe a reflector for fill.
That's true. Big Ben.
Yeah,
That's
this...
cool. She went... I feel like this is like her vacation.
Yeah, I feel like they nailed it. It feels like maybe it was cut out, but it looks more natural to me. Yeah, there's a few artifacts there of it being cut out.
Yeah.
But they have the concept down.
Is that the ocean? Is that a waterfall? I can't really see.
Yeah, it does seem like a waterfall. I'm kind of puzzling with it too, and this part seems to actually blend in really well with her hair. This makes it seem like her head is kind of exploding out in some stuff.
Yeah, I really like where they're going with it. I think that one thing to do is with your first exposure of the woman is isolate it, because there's a door jamb in the background, and that really takes me out of this whole natural thing you're blending her into. So probably just a plain background and then blend it in.
Cropping?
Well, that definitely helped, but I'd rather see them do it in camera because see, the story's not meshing. She's wearing like a sweater and then she's turning into a waterfall. I guess what I'm saying is I'd make the whole story more cohesive, like make these two elements really seem like they're blending together.
And this feels almost like a candid shot, and I think multiple exposures, most of the time, they're going to be extremely planned.
Yeah.
Like carefully planned. It can take a lot of time.
But I think everyone's
to do it right.
doing a great job, because this was a really difficult challenge to put out there. But it's nice to try these things, because if it's a challenge, then you're learning, and that's what we're here for. What about Lenny Kravitz? That's his camera?
Yes, he is working with Leica. He's kind of known for using Leicas in photography. I kind of like Lenny Kravitz, so I haven't heard any of his music in a long time. Anyway, he likes Leicas. Leicas are kind of known for being
cool,
style over function.
Yeah, they are cool.
And they are cool. And Lenny Kravitz is cool. You can't argue
really
with that.
Over function. It's just like that is the style.
I don't think they're the most functional cameras.
But they're they do what they're supposed to do. People get a Leica going for that look.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they do their job.
Anyway, so Lenny is working with Leica, we're on a first name basis, to release this like weathered version of the MP camera. And you can kind of see it here. I think I have another picture. No, I don't. Nope. If you look at the corners here, you can see it's like bronze or underneath, and they've kind of worn it down as if you'd been using it for 20 years and worn it down. It's like those faded jeans, you know, with like tears in them. Anyway, so you can pretend that you've been into Leica for a really long time for the low price of $24,500.
$24,000.
There's a couple of lenses that are similarly weathered, and they really are beautiful. And I don't know, I would love them. I'm not going to drop $24,000 on one.
I had that money.
Let's look at another portfolio. This is a portfolio that's been submitted live, and I will just scroll down and see what the latest one is. Alex Taylor Wright seems super eager, so
why are you rewarding that? You know what's next? Illuminati pictures.
This is another Squarespace portfolio. I think I've seen that picture.
I think we've reviewed this portfolio before. But I feel like he updated the layout and maybe even went over to Squarespace. Let's go to portfolio.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So I'm confused about the difference between homepage and portfolio. I'm not sure why there are 5 pictures there. I'd kind of just like to get to it.
I think because he wants you to land on that page and see those pictures that you're going to see.
We learned this from looking at my analytics. 70% of people will only look at that first page. They will not click anything. So you need to deliver it right away. I would, if you're going to have categories with only 5 pictures, I would not have categories. I would just take the best of the best from each of these and put them on your homepage and just have 15 pictures total and have that be your landing page. Just something to consider. It's not that we won't explore it. We will, but most people will not.
Why people don't want to see more of our pictures? They just want to know how old I am. 47.
I think that's a great shot.
I like that.
Yeah.
What? What are you thinking?
Well, it's a certain look, but he has really heavy, low fill light.
Yeah.
And that's causing a large amount of light to hit underneath his chin.
Neck.
And it makes him look a bit beakerish. I don't know a better term for this. Like his neck and his head are one long thing. It's making his chin disappear.
If you have the light up higher, actually, I've been reviewing our book, Stunning Digital Photography, because we're putting out a free update soon.
Yeah.
And I was reading the light chapter, and like you say in the light chapter, if you put it higher, then you cast the shadows under the chin, separating the neck from the chin, and giving your subject a stronger jawline. But
I'm just saying he has too much fill. But the light on his hair is spectacular.
Yeah, I
like
love
the
that
kind
hair
of
light. I love his
background
hair.
fading out, a little bit of sensor dust up there you want to clean
Like
up.
that.
This feels like a candid moment.
I really like this picture
But
a lot.
I think it's beautiful, yeah. Just gorgeous. I love all the colors in it.
Love this kid. Great curls.
That's a great portrait.
It's cute. Okay. Let's go to the contact me. Ooh.
Oh.
He's European.
European. Whoop, that's not what I clicked.
Oh, that's a beautiful picture.
Yeah, that is some shallow depth of field. Wow.
Yes. Yes, it
Okay,
is.
so you want to see his contact me.
What a nice picture of you. I love it. You look friendly and professional. I want to call you right up and have you take my picture.
Yeah, nice. And you don't have a separate about and contact page.
Yes.
I like to merge them together. You get your email address right there. I think it looks great. So we gave you a little bit of homework, which is to take the best of your different categories and put them into one
Right.
portfolio and just have people land there. Just acknowledging the short attention span that all of the world tends to have. Alex did not tell us what he thought of it.
Liked it. He liked it.
Sam sent in her portfolio.
Oh, I saw this today. We met Sam through our book, and she's become a good friend.
Yeah. She does some work for us sometimes too.
Yeah.
And she's an amazing portfolio or portrait photographer out of New Haven, Connecticut, just
Right.
about 45 minutes from where we are. So I can see she has different categories up here: portraits, adults and teens; portraits, kids; families and couples; events.
So I like this
commercial
landing
work.
page because right away, if I'm a woman, I'm thinking, oh yeah, I definitely want her to take my picture. She's got a man in there too, so you know that she can take pictures of both. You don't see a lot of male portraits, not as frequently as females. She's got some fine art and some environmental shots, and she's really good.
Danny Diamond.
Yeah. We were supposed to have Danny Diamond on the show.
Yeah.
He ran away.
Scared him off, didn't you?
I did.
I like that shot a lot. That's so cute. And
She went on to become a model.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, Sam.
She does seem like a natural model.
She was such a good model. Sam told her parents, get her into modeling, and she got signed by an agency right away. She's adorable.
There's a period for when kids are about 4 until, I shouldn't say kids, girls specifically in my experience, like 4 until 10 or 11, when they just love posing. And then it seems like when they get older, they start to develop some insecurities, just in general. Boys, I never ever seem to like the camera. I don't know that I've ever found one. But girls, man, a lot of times they just love to be in front of the camera. And I'm noticing almost all of Sam's pictures are of girls.
Sam is really good with kids too, which,
oh my God. That's our daughter. Madeline. That's funny. I swear I recognize that kid too.
Yeah, you've seen that picture from Sam before.
Oh, that may be why.
She has such a great picture.
Yeah. There's a ton of diversity here. There are no repeat pictures. At this point, there's no feedback I can provide. I'm just kind of saying, using her as an example
I'm
of what to
having
do.
fun looking through all of her pictures too.
Yeah.
Let's go to her about. I mean, I already know all about her, but I love that picture of Sam.
Yeah, it's a lot of words.
Yeah, it's really long. I think that I'd probably just pack a short first paragraph and then do the rest afterwards. You and Eric should get together because he likes to write a lot too. You guys can be buddies. We had to
Poor
fight
Eric.
Eric.
Okay, just trying to get back to your webpage there. Ah, band
Oh, that's
pictures.
right. She took
Yeah,
pictures of Kid Rock.
she is fantastic at networking.
And Lionel Richie.
Oh, famous people pictures. They're the best types of pictures.
Mm-hmm. She is so
Great
good at
pictures,
networking.
Sam. Yeah. Families and couples. There must be some feedback we can provide, Sam.
I just think it looks good.
Yeah, I think so too. Not too many pictures. I think you nailed all parts of it. So great job, Sam. She still says she's kind of figuring out Squarespace, but I think the portfolio
I think she nailed it.
looks just great. I'll check Lightroom and re-import some pictures. I know this, to make something as specific as multiple exposures requires people to go out and take a picture, and we just announced this last week, so that's asking a lot. But I do see that we're getting some submissions, so we'll give it a shot.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I like that one too. There's a real consistent mood between the kind of non-traditional portrait and the just very kind of deep background, don't you think?
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
It makes a lot of sense, and the processing makes
5
sense too.
stars pick. That's my favorite
Ooh.
picture so far.
Yes.
I like this one a lot. Yeah, sorry I shouldn't linger so long, but I just like looking at that picture.
Ooh, that one's cool.
I like this one too. Yeah, they both take an interesting silhouettes.
What's
They don't
the story
feel like
here
cutouts.
for you?
I feel like he gave himself to the city. What do you think the story is?
I think that he jumped. He was like free falling.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the toning on it.
Well, I don't know. This one's more light painting than multiple exposure, I think. But I like it. It reminds me of sound waves, and it's cool. But, well,
Yeah, I'm not sure what the light actually means. You're right. If it looked more like sound waves, or if it was kind of following the motion of her bow, or maybe it is.
I don't know.
What if she has an LED in the bow, and they just kind of pan the camera while she was playing? Maybe that's what it is.
Still light painting.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not sure that we can call it a multiple exposure, though it might be a comp. But a cool concept, if that is what it is. I don't think that counts. Beautiful picture, not a multiple exposure. Okay. A multiple exposure, but of kind of like one subject to one place.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it
like
shows some movement.
Love that purple hair, too.
Maybe if there were different expressions or something, I feel like there wasn't a lot of story to it.
Maybe if the, like, you're like gnashing your teeth, you're so frustrated that we can just see trails of you.
Yeah, like what's the story? Is there a progression from like a good mood to a bad mood?
I guess there's kind of a story. They're like, who am I? What am I doing? Like, it looks a little bit like, I don't know. I can feel a mood. I'm getting a mood from it.
And the yellow collar is very distracting to me.
Oh, it's a collar.
Yeah, if
Love
put her
that
in something
purple hair,
simpler,
too.
or just like a halter maybe, so you can just see her shoulders, and you aren't kind of distracted by the clothes. But I do find the clothes distracting in that shot. The first one we've seen of an animal, I think.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and I actually think it's just a regular organic multiple exposure because it has a flaw. Like I said, I actually like to see that. Maybe it was a deer that was against bright snow.
Mm-hmm. I like this one.
Yeah, I like that one too.
You nailed
That's
it.
thoughtful. Okay.
I would return that phone if I were you.
Yeah, I think I like this. People take a picture of a background, and like we could take a picture of the wall behind us and put it on the TV, and then match it up so the TV looks invisible.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
that's
let's
what
do
that is,
that.
but I don't know what that has to do with anything.
This one's neat.
Also not sure what this means, though. It looks like people bike riding in a very safe manner.
does it say,
She actually seems to
normal?
have like a flotation
Oh,
device
normal
on.
is boring. I agree.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, that was the first thing. That seems to be the focal point. Those words. That's the first thing that I saw. But I don't know how the rest of the picture ties into that. I don't see like these people. If anything, they're being too normal with their safety vests
They are
on and stuff.
boring.
Yeah.
Maybe that is the message.
Maybe.
Or maybe they're just
that's what it
trying
is.
this whole crazy thing out. But they did it. This one's neat. A lot of different layers. Cool. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It just feels abstract. I think it's
think
two exposures of the same
I
subject.
think I would that I would bring up the contrast, or like make the processing a little more abstract.
Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah, it's like gritty, like the environment.
Nicely done, Charles.
Thank you. It's not like they took the picture or anything. This one's cool.
Yes, but for some reason they've decided not to go to white. They've decided to go from black to like 2/3 gray. That feels weird, right? Why not go all the way to white?
I like it. I like it. It's very Phineas Gage.
Okay, now that I'm not hung up on the exposure, I do like the picture
I like it.
a lot, and it feels very classic and very old.
Yeah.
Feels like it might have been taken in the 1800s even, except for the car.
That gives it away.
Yeah, could be
But
a
I
time
agree,
traveler.
it does feel classic and timeless, and it's a great picture.
Okay, let's see what else we had for today. Oh, right. We did a review of the Lytro just recently, and
We did.
we sort of hated the camera. I was absolutely fascinated with the technology, and I thought it had so much potential, and that's why we reached out to them, and we said, can we please review this camera? We're just so interested in the potential that it has. And then we got it, and it was kind of like, oh,
well,
it didn't quite do what we wanted it to do.
It was really cool, and we were impressed with it, but we felt like there's a very steep learning curve, and it was a little bit flaky. It was difficult to use.
Yeah. Yeah, and the results just weren't sharp. That's what like everybody says, just not sharp.
Right.
And unfortunately, there looks like they're laying off about 30% of their staff, and they're changing the direction of the entire company. They raised, I think, $50 million to shift from being a stills camera manufacturer to doing video.
Oh, they raised a bunch of money and then laid a bunch of people off?
Yeah, I don't know the details of their press release led with them raising $50 million and changing direction, and then as a footnote, they're like, we're laying off a third of our staff.
Oh.
So I know it kind of works backwards. I know like this might be, an angel investor trying to come in and rescue the company from bankruptcy. Like clearly this plan A wasn't working.
I think their technology has incredible potential, and I'm really excited by it. I'd love to see them take off and find some application for it.
Yeah.
So hopefully things work out well for Lytro. And they're nice. But our interactions with them, they're a really nice company.
I like the people, and I do think the technology is really amazing. And I think a big part of the future of video is going to be sort of virtual reality things. And one of the challenges they'll have to overcome with virtual reality is the ability for the eye to refocus on different parts of the scene. Because if you were to put on virtual reality goggles, you could move around and such, but your eyes would naturally look at something in the foreground and then something in the background.
Right.
And our eyes don't have infinite depth of field that would feel very unnatural to us. So maybe they'll be able to integrate that into those virtual reality cameras. That would be awesome.
Wow.
We
almost answered your questions.
Yeah.
Me.
Do you want to talk about this?
Oh, we're trying something new and exciting. If you go to scp.io/lightingflash, we have a $2.99 rental of one of our DVDs. So like you could always get it from our site directly. We have it streaming, we have the DVD, but now we have it on YouTube, and we wanted to try it out and just give you an easier way to rent it. So if you're interested in that, it's a good deal. It's something new we're trying. And
Yeah, the YouTube rentals have been a little sketchy. I'm not sure YouTube is ready
Well,
for that.
anything we like, okay, here's an example just to give you an idea of why we're having trouble. If I change the title of it or add anything to the listing, the YouTube video listing, it just makes it public. So there's no way I can ever finish making the product without it keep publishing it over and over again. So it's been a pain, and we got a lot of thumbs down, which makes it look like people don't like it. So we've been off to a rough start. I don't know if it's going to work, but I wish it would, because a lot of people I know that they either can't buy things from the US, or like buying a $25 video is expensive, or there are a lot of video tutorial DVD thingies online that are like $100, $300, tons of money, and a $2.99 rental seemed like a good option, I thought.
Yeah,
but
we'll try it out.
We'll
see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
Well, kind of been talking about Squarespace this whole time, but Squarespace is our sponsor. They make this possible, and we both use it for our portfolios. They make it a super easy way to set up a website. I updated it just this week, and
it's fun.
It took me just a couple of minutes. Like, you put all your time into taking the picture, editing the picture, getting it perfect, and then literally you go to your Squarespace website, and you can just drag a picture right into the gallery and then reorganize it however you want it to be. So I can pull this up, and I'll go back from metrics here and go back to the home. And you can see under pages here, I have a page for portfolio. And now if I feel like I want this band picture to be first, there we go. That's all it takes. No HTML skill, no troubleshooting. It will work on your phone. It will work on different computers. It will work on every single tablet out there. It just looks gorgeous. And if for some reason you do have a problem, they have a great customer support team that usually gets back to you very, very, very quickly.
You know people are only going to see your first picture, right?
Yeah, what do you think my first picture should be?
My face.
You? I feel like
me.
People kind of know that picture, but I'm okay with that.
It's approximately me. It's so edited, it's like my pretty sister. But anyway, I do like it. I update mine all the time.
So let's take a look at another Squarespace website. I'll go here and see if we have any new. Okay, you know what? Let's take a look at a non-Squarespace website.
Okay.
This is the real David Lopez.
The real David Lopez?
Loading.
Oh, David.
This isn't like a setup.
Why you do this to me, David?
I bet Squarespace pages would load. Okay.
Where?
This other guy's page loaded fine.
Whoa. That's a great picture.
Yeah, that is an awesome shot, and it's a great way to start your homepage.
One thing that stands out to me is their logo thing.
What about it?
I find it just a little distracting.
What would you do different?
It's good. I'm not going to get into that. Let's just go look at the portfolio.
So it opens up to motocross, but I do think there are other categories there.
Yeah, these are great pictures.
Yeah, I thought so too. So there's a lot of kind of clicks that I have to go through. I would definitely like to see this just drop down and allow me to pick the different categories.
Ooh, no, automotive. Nice shot.
How do you feel about that watermark, Chels?
Well, it's on your portfolio site, so I don't think you need your watermark on your portfolio site, and it's distracting from your pictures.
So I think you're saying the biggest reason to use a watermark is because you want to brand yourself. You want to let people know who find your picture later, or who find your picture who you are. And because it's on your portfolio site, you already have that. I think he's trying to prevent people from stealing his photos.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool shot, but I can't imagine. It's not like Saab is going to steal it and put it on a billboard or something. I don't know what
people
scenario
will
you're
steal
protecting
your
yourself
pictures,
from.
but this is the thing. Nobody that would have paid you is going to steal your picture. So it's not like Saab is going to steal your pictures for a campaign and you're missing out on a ton of money. Like maybe some goober is going to take your picture. But I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, you don't want to bring down the quality of your portfolio because someone might use your picture for free.
Yeah, and this is definitely bringing it down.
Yeah, it is.
That's all I see. And
it's
this
in
actually
the corner
has
too. Yeah.
two 2
Yeah.
watermarks on it.
Yeah, I think you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice because you have a lot of nice pictures and I'm really overwhelmed by your logo.
Yeah, and I'd say if you have a category with 2 pictures, find a way to kind of mix that into a different category. That's a very cool.
That's a cool
light painting
picture. I've seen
that
this
watermark
before.
though, man.
I think we reviewed
That
this
is
picture
ponderous.
and we
Oh,
really
really?
liked it. Yeah, so I don't know. Consider getting rid of that watermark or just making a small one.
Yeah, these are beautiful, and they
That's
with
cool.
a little cleaning up, I think they could actually work as stock. Oh, that's
Whoa,
cool.
that's cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Ah, punching through.
Sponsorship. Accepting resumes for sponsorship. Okay. If you're looking for sponsorship or to sponsor somebody, your about page doesn't seem to work. Oh,
There it
now
is.
it works. Okay.
Cool. Nice.
Let's see, email address, phone number on the contact page. If you seem to be, like, if you want people to hire you, I would definitely give a pricing page, let people know how much things cost.
Yeah.
Because otherwise people get nervous about negotiating things, at least Americans do. It can kind of be a cultural thing. Let's see what else
That's
we
true.
have for portfolios.
It's
I'll
not
just
a
refresh
problem.
this real quick.
Not a problem with the people I meet. Put that out there.
This is another non-Squarespace portfolio. So oh wait, this portfolio did finally load. It took a long time to load, and that's one of the problems you can have with a bad hosting provider is the bandwidth can be kind of slow, but this did finally come out. So let's take a look at it. The realdavidlopez.com. There are a lot of David Lopez impersonators. So he needs to distinguish himself from
That's
those people
probably
by
a
saying
common
he's the
name.
real one.
At least he has his name. My name
Yeah,
on
but he's
Twitter,
the real one.
My name on Twitter is @ChelseaNorthrup.
Yeah.
So I should have just said the real Chelsea Northrup, but I didn't think I wasn't smart like David Lopez. Do you think the other David Lopez is mad about that?
Well, it's kind of implying that the other David is the fake David Lopez.
Yeah, that's what
So
I mean.
yeah, I'd be infuriated at the real David Lopez, but
Let's look at Manuel.
Manuel.
I don't see many.
Manuel.
Manuel. Okay.
That's weird. If I go left to right, it just loads the same picture. I think these might be set up as different categories, but there's just one picture per. I guess I'm saying the user interface is a little bit confusing.
Let's go to about.
But I think
He's
these
got
are
nice
all.
pictures.
Yeah, I think these are all really good pictures. Where's about?
Oh, there's none. I just assumed.
Oh, okay. There's more scrolling down.
He's got nice pictures.
I gotta say, I'm kind of. Oh.
What?
I was baffled by the user interface. I can see it's one of these websites that you just scroll, and these links are just kind of automatically scrolling you down. That's okay. It just kind of confused me at first. It was a little unintuitive. So what did you want to say?
I don't remember anymore.
I'll let you drive.
I'm going. Ooh. Canon has used him. Vogue. What's the story? All right, let's see. Oh, so there's just one.
Yeah, you can see that we're both kind of struggling with the user interface. And what I'd like to see is just a regular system where we can scroll through multiple pictures. I don't know what it is about the interface because it's not a Squarespace website. But actually, every non-Squarespace website we've looked at, we've kind of struggled with the user interface.
Okay.
And that's one of the problems.
To be fair, we are accustomed to the Squarespace interfaces, so
True enough.
just to be scientific about it, that's not the complete issue.
Okay, but this one allows you to scroll left and right.
But this one, oh, okay.
So I would use this layout for everything else.
Okay. This takes a long time.
Yeah,
All right.
his just the hosting service is slow.
All right.
So whether or not you go to Squarespace, I would go to a faster hosting provider because you have a certain number of seconds, and it's only a couple of seconds for your website to come up. Yeah, we went on to the next page, and chances are good they will just hire the next person whose website works. So it's definitely worth it to pay a little bit more to get a faster hosting provider. And definitely have other people who try your website and you just look over their shoulder and see if they can accomplish simple tasks.
That's a good idea.
We had just problems using the user interface. Your pictures seem good. I would just change the organization of the website. And I think we would both like to see an about page. I still don't know anything about you or why you hate other David Lopez's.
Why you hate it? That's rude.
It's weird that there are just 2 pictures to click through on this top part. You were so what, Chels?
I was so consumed with trying to figure out the website. I didn't really engage with his pictures.
Yeah. Let's take a look at, I can't see his name, Arpad Lukics.
Oh, now you lose.
Lucas.
It's your turn to lose.
Open up the galleries. Oh.
Monochrome landscapes, shall we?
I feel like that was too many categories. I would rather just see landscapes and kind of mix in some monochrome and some panoramas.
A lot of pictures too.
Yeah, this is just, people just don't have this kind of patience. And if you can make it possible, I like to see this open full screen. If you're going to go ahead and click on it, it opens up and then it's still kind of small, but the impact of the picture is so much greater when it just fills the screen. Just little user interface
some nice
details.
Pictures in there, yeah.
Yeah, so
your pictures look great.
Yeah, again, we have 3 different categories for cityscapes, and I would just pick your 10 to 15 best cityscape pictures, and put them into a single category. Have it open up automatically, have it open up full screen. But I think your work is great. I love these pictures. So I'm sorry we're kind of getting hung up on the user interface, but this is what's going to happen to anybody who visits the website.
Well, the pictures are small.
Yeah.
So I'm having a hard time appreciating them, and there are
But the
a lot
work
of
is
them.
great, yeah.
So maybe 15 at most per category?
Yeah, and merge the categories together. Maybe you just have one category even. I don't know. Maybe you have landscapes and cityscapes, but
it's so hard when
too
you
many
have a lot of good
categories,
pictures too, but you really do have to pare it down.
That is the hardest part of it.
And one thing to keep in mind when it's difficult is that people will judge you for your worst picture. So just keep the really excellent ones in there.
Would love to see a picture of you on your about page.
I want to know
Makes
your
it feel
face.
a little more personal.
I hope you have a beard.
Okay. Let me make sure we don't have any other slides that I'm missing, but I think we're about ready to wrap it up. Yeah, we didn't have any.
There's a bunch of questions.
Oh!
My mic is all screwed up.
Okay.
Oh, because
Maybe I can shout with the GoPro or something, or you guys can pull my finger or something.
Talk loud.
Okay,
Justin has some questions for us.
Give me a moment. Siobhan just informed me of this.
Oh,
right,
how do we know what the questions are? You're going to read them?
I usually have a laptop, but then Siobhan was supposed to read them, and then our video, and
Yeah, everything crashed right before the show, so we had to just go to a completely unplanned plan B.
But next week is our Stunner tribute. If you weren't here before, we're going to only take pictures from the Stunners, which is what we call our very lovely followers that have our books and our DVDs and our inner groups. So we'll get you a special link, and we'll review your pictures and your portfolios. Stunner tribute, our little way of saying thank you. I would have something else fun planned for you guys too.
Go for it, Justin. What do you got?
I do video mostly, but when you guys shoot, do you shoot flat? Like in video, I shoot flat for the cinematic effect, and I have more control in post for saturation, etc. Curious if that's good for photo. I don't know about that end.
Oh, yeah, for photo, not so much. We shoot RAW. But in video on cameras that don't support RAW, yes, we definitely shoot flat because we're going to be post-processing it. We're going to be, we'll usually just make a preset that will apply to like a GoPro or the GH4 and kind of the flat mode that it has. The Sonys have like an S-Log, which works great. Just allows you to get greater dynamic range, recover those blown-out highlights from the sun, or those deep shadows. And so, yes.
So yes.
What else you got, Justin?
Do you guys ever use in-camera photo editor?
No.
No.
I've seen them though. They're cool.
You know, I shouldn't say that because I will do that on my phone.
Oh yeah. I do it on my phone.
Right now, there's this huge divide. To me, I would only do that if I were going to publish it directly from my phone or my camera. And I wish I could, but the Wi-Fi systems in every single camera we've tested are so ponderous that you would never take a picture and then publish it on Facebook.
I've tried many times.
Oh, well, we have this huge assortment of cameras, and when I wanted to put up a picture of that lens today,
Yeah.
I pulled up my S5, my Galaxy, my little smartphone,
It's
and took a
just
picture and
easy.
put it on Twitter.
It's just sample.
So I wish I could have used a real camera to take a picture, but it requires like an extra 3 minutes of configuration.
Yeah.
So, no, we don't.
Wow. That was...
Kyle Wolf would like to know, do you guys recommend any good free multiple exposure programs or plugins for Lightroom? Does that even exist?
I've never heard of such a thing. So no. But you should check and see if your camera just has it in camera, because that's my favorite, is to do it in camera.
Yeah, it's kind of part of the fun is the process of doing it. It might not be the easiest or most perfect way, but it doesn't need to be a perfect process. It'll be fun.
There's free editing software out there that has layers for sure. You just need layers, so...
You know what I think for multiple exposures the most fun we had was
What?
shooting Polaroids. I thought that was a ton of fun.
That was pretty fun. I'm going to agree.
What else you got, Justin?
Samantha Shannon says that little girl has an audition with Disney next week. She also just did a Crest commercial.
Oh, wow.
Dang,
Hey, good
you
luck.
started her career, Sam. I hope she remembers you when she's famous.
Yeah, she is a natural model. She looks great.
Yeah, she's really cute.
Joshua Sweetie says Tony doesn't change clothes, he just adjusts the hue and saturation. Tony doesn't lose weight, he just crops in on himself. Tony
Yeah.
doesn't get gray hair, he decided black and white was more stylish. I think that's about it.
Okay. Good. I also can divide by 0.
That's incredible.
Little
Is
trick
there
I
anything
learned.
this man can't do?
No. Justin,
it.
what else you got?
I think that's it.
Okay,
That's
that's all
it?
For the
Justin
most
felt
part,
was worth reading out of your
Yeah.
comments.
You...
Justin's drawing the line, so you guys need to work a little bit harder to impress Justin, and he'll read your comments for you.
Thank you again for standing by.
Yeah, we'll get the
Oh,
stuff.
wait, we have another
Oh,
one.
Justin's got more.
This is okay, I guess. Julian Coke says black background never turns out good on a website. White or bright background is cleaner.
I agree with that, actually, and I thought that and thought maybe it was too strong of a preference, but white background just looks so much cleaner. Something about a black background seems really heavy and kind of dated, actually.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you'd have to kind of stay in the style. Another thing that bumped me, I didn't even call it out, but it was like the 292 guy.
Yeah.
His font had like a drop shadow and like a beveling to it,
Yeah.
and that was too much. Nowadays, everything is just flat.
Well, right. I didn't want to get into really critiquing his watermarks. I was like, oh, he didn't really send it in for that. But I do think it's a little bit relevant. Like, there was a bit much muchiness to it. Like, there was the beveling and the drop shadow, and there was the aperture and the dude on the motorcycle. So maybe just like, I think you had a lot of good ideas. Maybe just, they say like get dressed and then take one accessory off. Like maybe just get rid of one thing and simplify it just a little bit.
Is that it, Justin?
Well, they keep coming in.
Okay.
Dalton says, I know you just made a video about this, but hey, Tony, what first lens should I get for my D3300? I want a good lens for night photography.
Oh, for night photography. Well, I guess it depends on what your budget is. They have a pretty inexpensive 35mm f1.8 Nikon does. That's a good choice. That is still kind of tight. I mean, if you're taking pictures of stars, I think it's a little tight. You do want a nice fast lens that'll make everything easier.
Yeah.
We just got the Rokinon 24mm f1.4 prime, which is all manual, but it's really awesome. But I don't know that it should be your first lens because it's manual focus and it's a little bit of work.
Yeah.
So there's 2 suggestions. Get that 35mm f1.8.
Audio Technica wants to know, is there a portrait fashion theme to be upcoming sometime?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I'll add it to the list. I just write down a bunch of ideas and then try to make sure that we don't repeat. So if someone has an idea, you can email it to us or whatever, and I'll get it in the rotation.
Yeah, we should be cranking out more videos in a couple of months because we have been so held up in producing videos because of the weather. we like to be able to shoot things outside, and the weather has been unbearable
Yeah.
out here in New England.
Yeah.
And just yesterday, we went out to just finish up the D5500 review, and we had a few things to film. We get outside, none of the three of us could handle it. It was just unbearable
Wind
near the
chills
coast.
below 0.
And it was the warmest day that we'd had in weeks, which is why we went out that particular day.
Yeah.
And when you got near the coast, man,
Just dangerous.
unbearable.
Like cold.
Yeah.
Actually, like dangerously cold. Yeah.
so we're waiting for the warm to come back.
I thought he meant for like topics for the show.
Oh, I thought he was looking for a review.
No,
My
he's
bad.
looking for topics, but we will
Still
also
wanted
have
to
more
complain about
reviews
the
out.
weather, though.
Yeah, we just have to complain about the weather.
Yeah.
We're not accustomed to this at all. Anything else, Justin?
I don't know if you remember this far back because it's been so long, Tony, but Caleb Evan wants to know if Magic Lantern does multiple exposures. I think it might.
I don't think you need Magic Lantern. You can just do it with
Oh, you can just do it in camera.
camera, yeah, on the Canons. Chelsea shows you how at scp.io/me.
I have a video on that.
Yeah. But maybe it also does it.
Pepsi by Dryzol. I know you're not big soda people, though.
What?
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Yeah, I think I'm a Southern boy, and I think everything down there is Coke.
Coke.
That's what we use for.
Pepsi
if
tastes
you want
like
a Sprite,
Monster
you're
urine.
still. Yeah, Coke is a generic term for all sodas. That's how popular Coke is.
And I hate when they're like, "Is Pepsi okay?" I'm like, "I would have ordered a Pepsi if that was okay." Though I hardly ever drink soda, but if I do,
Yeah, I never even drink soda.
Can I give a different answer? Can it be root beer?
Yeah, is beer an option?
Can I say wine? Coke or Pepsi? Wine.
Yeah, I don't drink soda. It's water,
Whiskey.
coffee, or booze.
We.
I would drink a Coke if you put some rum in it.
Timeline for the Photoshop book by Lynette Clark Davis.
Oh, Lynette. We won't
So-
tell you that. We're not
No,
gonna
because
say-
we would just disappoint you.
Yeah.
Here's the challenge. We are updating SDP right now, and that's going to take just through the rest of the week. We should be done with that this week.
So all of our readers.
You won't see it this
You'll be
week.
getting a free update soon.
Yeah, in a month or so,
You'll get an email
maybe
from
2
us.
months.
So.
And then
And then
after
Lightroom.
that, the Lightroom is rumored to be coming out,
So
in
if,
which case I'll have to revamp that Lightroom book, and
Oh.
then I can finally work on the Photoshop book.
and then
Maybe summer? I don't know.
we're gonna be busy.
Don't be mad at me if it's fall. Who knows?
I think that's about it.
That's it.
Okay, we're signing out. Thanks again for your patience. Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring us. You make it all possible. We couldn't do it without you. Check out Squarespace at squarespace.com/Tony.
Thank you, Siobhan.
Thanks, Siobhan. We'll try to have Siobhan on next week. Otherwise, see you every Thursday here at 5. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye. That was so hard.